Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the office of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, hold with the abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Okay. Honorable members, as per standing orders number 32-2, I'd like to request the quorum bell to be rung for the first 5 minutes. Honorable members, I can see the Deputy Majority Whip. Can you please confirm if you have quorum?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have enough quorum.
Clerk, can you please take us through the order paper for the day?
Order paper number 422 of today, Thursday, 21st May 2026 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, we are privileged to be joined today at the public gallery by teachers and pupils from St. Albert Simero in Ugenya Sub-County, Siaya County. The pupils are accompanied by the following teachers: Miss Lydia Achieng, Mr. Bethwell Omondi, Miss Faith Wafula, Mr. Stephen Owino, Miss Violet Oduor, Mr. Ian Waga, Mr. Daniel Odhiambo, and Mr. Wilson Joseph. On behalf of the County Assembly, I take this opportunity to warmly welcome you to this August House, which is the heart of democracy and governance in Kisumu County. Your visit today is a testament to your curiosity, commitment to learning, and desire to understand how laws and policies that shape our county are made. And to the pupils, I wish to encourage you to dream big, work hard, and stay focused on your education. The fact that you're here today means you are already on the right path to becoming leaders, innovators, and change makers of tomorrow. Remember, great leaders started in classrooms like yours, and this experience today is a reminder that the future of Kisumu County and Kenya at large rests in your hands. Once again, welcome to the County Assembly, and please feel free to draw inspiration from this session as part of your learning journey. And as per our tradition, honorable members, I would like to invite a few members to say a word of encouragement to the pupils. I'll suggest, as we usually do, I'll give one gentleman, I'll give 2 gentlemen and 1 lady. I'd like to give this opportunity to Honorable Mariam Abeid to say a word to the students. I'll also give Honorable Moses Ochele the opportunity to say a word. And also, since Honorable Jennifer will be sitting in for the majority leader, I'll also give her an opportunity. So, Honorable Mariam Abeid, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and honorable members. Good afternoon, students. My name is Mariam Abeid. I'm a nominated MCA representing marginalized.
Honorable member, stand guided that all communication is directed to the chair. No communication with the guests in the public gallery.
Understood.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was informing the students that I represent the marginalized community, and I'm happy to have them here. And mine is to encourage them and remind them that they're the future of tomorrow. And as they know, in our great country, I believe Luo Nyanza has some of the best countries or other intellectuals in this country. And I want to encourage them to stay in school and support leaders of substance who bring change as we try to nurture and keep the legacy of our late party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga. And stay in school, ladies. Stay in school. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mariam Abeid. The next opportunity goes to Honorable Moses Ochele. Oh, you donated your time to Honorable Bill Oliver. Honorable Bill Oliver, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I really want to appreciate our students who have visited us today. Madam Speaker, we must appreciate that this is the next generation. They are the leaders after us. And me, at my age, talking about leaders after us, it means we'll be there. They'll be finding us in the corridors. So, Madam Speaker, what I want to tell the students is that this is where we do 3 roles for the county government. It's just the same. It's just a mirror of what happens in the National Assembly. We do representation. We represent you people in the Assembly. We do oversight and legislation. Legislation where we make laws that govern our county. My plea to you, when you are in school, do your best. Work hard so that you make a better Kenya. You know, from your group, years to come, you'll be meeting doctors, you'll be meeting lawyers, you'll be meeting all those professions, and some of them will be here. And I pray that you put on integrity when you'll get here, so that we make Kenya a better country, so that we make Kenya better than other countries. So, as you are here, take it serious. But again, to show the seriousness, when you go back to school, ensure you dig deep in your books so that you be better citizens to Kenya. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Jennifer Obonyo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Let me take this opportunity to donate my chance for Honorable Zach Okoyo as a Kisumu West.
Yes, Honorable Zach Okoyo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I really appreciate what Honorable Jennifer Obonyo has done for donating me the time. Madam Speaker, I'm very, very pleased to see the students who are from our neighboring county, that is Siaya County, to visit our county assembly for learning and understanding what is going on in the county assemblies. Madam Speaker, as you can see, we have students who are still learning. And as we always say, learning is a process. I believe some of them would also want one day to be in the county assemblies or national assembly. But what I would want to urge the students, Madam Speaker, is first and foremost to have self-discipline. Madam Speaker, it is not easy to achieve what you are dreaming if you are not determined to have it. And I would say they have all the time, they have the best teachers and the facilities which they are in. And if they really want to achieve, they should start now. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members, and to our guests, feel most welcomed. Next order, clerk.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable members, it's statement time. Next order.
Commencement of business. Order number 8, motion. Adoption of the report of Labor and Social Welfare Services Committee on the matter of alleged severe labor violations corruption and exploitation at Keda Ceramics Miwani plant in Kisumu County.
Yes, Honorable Zachary Okoya.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we, as the Labor Committee, we have a report here on Keda Ceramic. And this report arises from a statement submitted pursuant to Standing Order number 41-2B of the Kisumu County Assembly Standing Orders regarding serious allegation of labor violations, unsafe working conditions, and environmental and public health concerns at Keda Ceramics. The allegations included an underpayment of workers, intimidation, unfair dismissal of employees, denial of statutory labor rights, unsafe workplace conditions, and possible environmental and sanitation breaches. Concerns were also raised regarding alleged tax irregularities, falsification of compliance processes, and harassment of whistleblowers. Following the statement by Honorable Frederick Adonija, the committee undertook investigations to determine whether the company had violated labor laws, occupational safety standards, and local employment obligations. In response, the County Executive Committee member for Public Service, County Administration, and Participatory Development constituted a multi-sectoral committee comprising officers drawn from the Department of Public Service, Medical Services and Public Health, Trade, Tourism and Industry, Water and Environment, Lands and Physical Planning. The team was mandated to conduct an independent inquiry into the allegations and submit findings to the committee. Honorable members and Madam Speaker, the multi-sectoral committee carried out site inspections at the Miwani plant, held interviews with workers and management, reviewed documents, and collected evidence relating to labor practices, occupational health and safety, environment compliance, sanitation, and worker welfare. The inquiry established widespread concerns regarding the non-compliance, with key provisions of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the Employment Act 2007, the Occupational Safety and Health Act, and 2007, the Labor Relations Act 2007, the Public Health Act, and the Environmental Management and Coordination Act, that is EMCA. The committee observes systemic labor rights violations affecting workers at the facility. It established that several workers were employed without formal written contracts, contrary to the Employment Act 2007. Employees reportedly worked excessive hours, often between 12 and 14 hours daily, without proper overtime compensation. Cases of verbal dismissal without due processes were reported, alongside allegations of intimidation and harassment of workers who raised complaints. The committee further noted reports of underpayment, especially among casuals and outsourced workers, as well as denial of statutory entitlement, such as paternity leave. The inquiry also highlighted concerns regarding local employment practices. Evidence suggested that opportunities for local hiring had been Limited with claims that a significant proportion of employees originated from outside the dominant local communities. These concerns raised questions regarding equitable access to employment opportunities for the residents of Kisumu County. Madam Speaker, the committee further established that the company had failed to provide adequate personal protective equipment, that is PPEs, to workers in key production areas. Employees reportedly lacked essential protective gear such as helmet, industrial masks, earplugs, gloves, goggles, reflectors, aprons, and gumboots. The absence of these safety measures exposed workers to significant risk arising from dust, fumes, excessive heat, noise pollution, and industrial hazard. Additionally, the physical condition of the workplace was found to be inadequate and unsafe. The multi-sectoral committee observed poor lighting and ventilation across working areas, damaged floors and roofs, excessive heat radiation, high level of vibration, and ongoing construction activities without clear county approval. These conditions were found to be inconsistent with occupational health and safety standards required under Kenyan law. The committee also expressed concern over the company's poor staff welfare system and found no evidence of regular occupational health assessment, inadequate first aid provisions, lack of proper incident reporting systems, and absence of structured conflicts resolutions mechanisms. Workers reportedly lacked designated dining areas and were forced to consume meals within production areas, increasing the risk of food contamination and exposure to hazard substances. Madam Speaker, public health and sanitation conditions at the facility were equally alarming. The committee observed poorly maintained sanitation facilities, including toilets and urinal, inadequate hand washing infrastructure, stagnant water within the compound, and poorly protected oxidation ponds that posed health and safety risk. There was also insufficient evidence of proper waste management system for both solid and liquid waste. Despite the company possessing certain environmental licenses from the National Environment Management Authority, that is NEMA, the committee noted gaps between licensing requirements and actual environmental compliance practices. Further concerns were raised regarding the factory's private health facility, which was found to lack adequate staffing and waste disposal system. The facility reportedly operated within only 2 nurses and lacked critical personnel such as medical officers, clinical officer, laboratory technicians, pharmacy technicians, and counseling psychologist. In addition, there was no comprehensive healthcare waste disposal mechanism for hazardous and infectious waste materials. The investigations further revealed a lack of cooperation between certain members of the company management during the inquiry process. The Human Resource Management named Miss Violet Aboge was found to be intimidating workers and failed to provide requested compliance documents despite repeated requests from the committee. Such actions undermine transparency and hindered efforts to establish full accountability. Madam Speaker, while the committee confirmed substantial evidence supporting allegations relating to labor rights violation and unsafe working conditions, it was unable to conclusively establish claims concerning tax evasion, salary misclassification, and falsification of internal audit report due to insufficient documents and limited access to records. The committee therefore recommended that these matters be subjected to further investigation by relevant authority. In light of the findings, the committee concluded that Keda Ceramics was operating in significant breach of labor, occupational safety, public health, and environmental laws. The committee therefore recommended immediate enforcement measures by the county government of Kisumu, including issuance of compliance notices, mandatory submission of withheld records, comprehensive independent audit, and strict enforcement of workplace health and safety standards. The committee further recommended that regularization of employment contract, compliance with statutory wage and overtime requirements, establishment of proper grievance and whistleblowers protection mechanisms, and continuous multi-agency oversight to ensure accountability and protection of workers' rights. Madam Speaker, ultimately, the reports underscores the importance of safeguarding the dignity, welfare, health, and safety of workers within Kisumu County. The committee urges the honorable members to adopt the report and its recommendation in order to strengthen enforcement of labor laws, promote responsible industrial practices, and ensure that all enterprises operating within county comply fully with the Constitution and laws of Kenya. In conclusion, Madam Speaker and honorable members, the committee urges this honorable House to adopt this report and its recommendations, safeguarding the rights, safety, and welfare of workers, and to promote compliance with the laws within Kisumu County. Madam Speaker, I would therefore like to call Honorable Calvin Oraro to second. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Calvin Oraro.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise on my feet to second the report read by my able chair, Honorable Zako Koyo, MCA for Kisumu, Central Kisumu Ward. Madam Speaker, I want to say that the Committee of Labor actually wants to ensure that most of the staff or most of the residents of Kisumu employed in different institutions of work at least are treated with dignity. Madam Speaker, from the articles and the section that has been pointed, we can come to a conclusion by agreeing that the law of Kenya and other statutory or statutes that have been approved in Parliament tend to protect the rights of individuals so that when they are employed, they are treated with a lot of dignity. And especially when my chair referred to Article 41 and 42, 43, trying to emphasize that. KEDA is one of the companies that we have in Kisumu And we really appreciate because it has employed many, many people. Out of employment, the major reason for bringing the company to Kisumu is to make profit. But because they need labor, they are forced to employ. When they employ, we have rules in Kenya, and part of the role of the assembly as a representative of the people, complaints can come, and for that reason, the committee is mandated to do investigation. Madam Speaker, investigation was done, and we came with a recommendation as a committee, as read by my able chair. And I want to say that we are urging this Honorable House to agree with the recommendation from the committee to support this report, and from there follow up with the implementation committee so that further action can be taken and the relevant department and especially the public service can actually follow up with that to ensure that most of these things that we found as findings from the committee are actually implemented so that we can safeguard our people against any malpractice that can be done by an organization that can be international in nature or even a big company. We have our people to protect, we have our lives, their lives to protect, and we expect them to adhere to the Constitution and the relevant statutes that have been approved in this country. So for that reason, Madam Speaker, I second this report and urge members to support this report so that we can follow up on everything. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, and now that the committee report on the matter of the alleged severe labor violations, corruption, and exploitation at Keda Ceramics, Miwani plant in Kisumu County, by the Committee on Labor and Social Welfare Services, has been presented and seconded. And as for standing orders, I want to propose a question, and I propose that this report is now open for debate. Yes, Honorable Moses Ochele.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to disagree with the motion positively. That if at all what Honorable Raro has seconded of the body of the motion, then I think the motion will have been just okay. Because the seconder has dealt strictly on the intention of the mover of the statement. But the body of the motion itself, Madam Speaker, has gone outside what was asked. And in my own opinion, and the opinion of a subcommittee, which was created by the General Oversight, Madam Speaker, mandated to investigate matters on environmental issues. Madam Speaker, if we go by this report the way it is, discussing every detail in the report, that means, Madam Speaker, we'll be discussing even environmental matters as contained in the report. When we discuss environmental matters, Madam Speaker, then it means we are preempting what the subcommittee is working on, Madam Speaker.
I can see Honorable Jennifer Obonyo on her feet. Yes, Honorable Jennifer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the member who is on the floor is naked in the house.
Sergeant, can you please confirm if the honorable member is appropriately dressed? Honorable Jennifer, I'm informed that he's appropriately dressed up for the
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to tell my boss on a light note that she's taking the battle to the doorstep of Kisumu West. Not that I'm inappropriately dressed, but she's telling me that Pingojo West. That's what she's telling me. Yeah. So it's not a matter of me being inappropriately dressed. Madam Speaker, matters of procedure. There's a pending report which is due next week, Madam Speaker. Investigating matters of environmental impact. We are assessing environmental issues, Madam Speaker. If we discuss the report as it is, with all that it contains, Madam Speaker, then we are preempting what the subcommittee on the general oversight is working on. If at all the committee concentrated just on the labor issues, Madam Speaker, I say then we won't have any problem with the report. But the way it is now, then it means the subcommittee is doing nothing. Because if we debate it now, what will the subcommittee write as their report? So I strongly feel, that my friend Honorable Zako Koyo and his team went overboard by even diluting their own investigation. And Madam Speaker, matters of labor, they would have come up with even a wider report, Madam Speaker, indicating even a pay slip, indicating underpayment. Madam Speaker, they should have even requested on statutory deductions, remittances to the government, which I believe they don't have. But those are things to do with labor. But when they talk of environment, they talk of elements not there, they talk of those things they are talking about, Madam Speaker, then it is like this House is killing the motive, its own motive of creating the subcommittee to investigate the same cadre on environmental issues. So on a good light note, Madam Speaker, faithfully, as a member of this House, I request that this report be withdrawn, they concentrate on labor, and then they allow the subcommittee to report on environmental issues. Otherwise, if we move it this way, the same report will go back to CADA, it will go to the national government agencies, which they've indicated, and then we'll produce another report talking on the same. It will mean this House is heavily incompetent. They can't disabuse between labor and environment. So kindly, Madam Speaker, I'm requesting that we shelve this report, they delve on labor, and then they leave the other part of environment for the subcommittee. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Geoffrey Warinda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this report. Madam Speaker, this report was brought to this House. I think it was last year. And I want to believe that those who requested for this statement, the workers of that company, those who wanted the issues to be solved, maybe they became casualties along the way. What I'm trying to say is that the report is long overdue, and the statements were two. The first one was on the issues of environmental matters, which the Water Committee worked on, and how I wish that the report of these statements were brought together so that we can be able to discuss them wholesomely when we are talking about the environmental issues and the labor issues. Madam Speaker, the spirit of this statement was only on labor issues and on welfare issues. And what the report is giving us is more of environmental issues, which is being handled by the subcommittee, which was formed by the general oversight of this House. Madam Speaker, if you look at this issue, the issues that were brought and the prayers that the statement were wanted to be responded to, and I'll go with you through this there were three prayers. The first one was whether Keda Ceramics has engaged in unlawful labor practices, including forced resignations, intimidation of staff, arbitrary dismissal of pregnant employees, and suppression of workers' rights through threats and retaliatory actions. If you go through the body of this report, I really doubt if the first prayer of this statement has been responded to, Madam Speaker. The second prayer was on whether the company has conducted or been subjected to any credible audits or investigations regarding alleged misclassification of salaries and allowances, tax evasion practices, and falsification of internal compliance reports, and if so, what the findings were. Again, if you go through the body of this report, that prayer has not been responded to. Lastly, whether Keda Ceramics is in breach of occupational health and safety standards and local employment obligations, including subjecting workers to extended working hours without proper compensation, falsifying ISO audit processes, maintaining unsafe working environments, and impeding local hiring in Kisumu County. Again, that has not been responded to. And Madam Speaker, how I wish that the committee took this statement seriously, because the workers that are currently there are really suffering. And if you are going to take a year or 2 years to respond to a statement that was brought in 2025.
Who do you want to inform, Honorable Kelvin Orara? Okay, go ahead.
Madam Speaker, indeed, there's a challenge because the same place we are dealing with an issue, as said by my chair, the ad hoc chair, on the same. But I wanted to let the member know that he also has interest as a member because that is the area, that's the Keda is in his ward. And some of these things they're talking about, you realize that they brought a statement to be responded to. And as a representative, no name was given of even any pregnant lady that was to be investigated. And, Madam Speaker, I want to say that the House cannot rely on hearsay. And that for reason, the committee did their work where necessary, what was needed, and maybe to some extent the committee...
Honorable Calvin Oraro, are you replying? Because I can see you're going on with your...
Madam Speaker, I just wanted to bring the point that this, the honorable member was talking about, mostly came as a statement. So by information, the hearsay is what we never wanted to respond to. We were not subjected to respond to hearsay, but close to anything related to what they had written here. Like the case of the pregnancy, Madam Speaker, it was not even clear in the statement that so-and-so was removed because of pregnancy. So we had no obligation to talk about the pregnancy that was not actually there in the first place, among other things. But other issues that was related to that, we have tried as a committee to respond to, Madam Speaker. So let the member also learn to differentiate the two while contributing.
Honorable... yes, Honorable Moses Achele, I hope you're not discussing. I hope you're just clarifying on a point.
Madam Speaker, when a statement is brought to this House, statements are normally brief and restricted to some timeline. And the moment a statement is raised, it is subjected to a committee to go out and bring the results. So it is very simple, Madam Speaker, to tell the House that if I'm sent out, if a legislation has been brought to the Assembly, and I find that no pregnant lady has been mistreated, I come here and I report no lady has been mistreated, or 3 have been mistreated. But no, if you don't tackle the body of the statement completely, Madam Speaker, then we are lacking as a house. Thank you.
Honorable Mr. Chelle, you've already given your Honorable Warindo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Then I really want to wonder why they went for fact-finding if they could not come back with that same report here. And Madam Speaker, I think the company and the workers there were in a better position to give them the responses that they were seeking for, not the house. And Madam Speaker, since this is a very serious issue, and indeed I have an interest because those majority of those that are affected in that company are from my ward. So I really want to ask the committee that if you are given an opportunity, let them take their work seriously, and we need to find the best way forward of handling issues when they are brought to this house. Remember, this is their last hope. They have tried all the means that they can. They have tried all the means that they can have these issues being resorted, being solved, but they have not gotten any solution. And how I wish that the Labour Committee, headed by my good friend Honorable Okoyo, should take this seriously and help the employees of the Keda Ceramics Limited. Madam Speaker, I therefore oppose the report that has been given by the Labour Committee. Thank you so much.
Yes, Honorable Mildred Ajumbo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the report that we are debating on is on alleged severe labor violations, corruptions, exploitation at Keda Ceramics. I just want to look at the findings of the committee, that under the findings, they have indicated that most men were not granted paternity leave as required by the law. Madam Speaker, I have gone through the report and I've not seen any interviews or any attachment on 2 or 5 men that were denied paternity leave, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I've also seen that they've said that most of the workers were paid through mobile money transfers, through M-Pesa. Madam Speaker, I am not seeing attached any M-Pesa statements that shows that the employees that were in that company have been paid through mobile money. So that's another concern.
Madam Speaker, point of information. Point of information. I just wanted to tell the honorable member on the floor that protect me, Madam Speaker. You have given me the opportunity to speak. You know what he's doing is actually harassing me. Madam Speaker, we are saying that some issues were so sensitive that in case we put the names, you are just trying to say in an indirect way that we wanted those people to be fired. There are things we have kept for purposes of confidentiality. Madam Speaker, this is an honorable assembly and there are some sensitive issues that we cannot just put names of people who can be sent home because of diverting information, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Orado, take your seat. Honorable Orado, we cannot have a situation whereby you stand up all the time to respond to members who are contributing. Let the chair collect all those views and put them in his response. Go on, Honorable Mildred Ajumbo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I started by saying that this report was brought by Honorable Odari, the statement, and it was on alleged severe labor violations. I'm trying to restrict myself to the labor violations. And some of the labor violations I was just pointing out. The reason why the committee was given this work to go and do fact-finding so that they can come back with a report, Madam Speaker. You cannot come to the assembly and say that I was not able to attach the report because some of these workers will be dismissed by the company. Under your report, you are saying that this assembly needs to come up with the legislation and needs to keep going to the company to protect, because we have a law that protects workers in this country, Madam Speaker. And if as an assembly, a member can stand up and say that he's so scared that when he attaches the workers that were dismissed, those workers will be dismissed again from the company. Madam Speaker, there was no point of giving this committee of Honorable Okoyo work to go and find out from Keda Ceramics so that they come back scared on behalf of the workers of that company. They have even said that there is insecurity among workers, that some workers leave work at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and when they go out, they are maybe mugged because of insecurity. What is wrong with just giving an incident or an attachment of a report that was reported to the police station of a worker that was injured when he came from work? Does it mean when you attach this document, the worker will be dismissed, Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker, they have also talked of the employees being engaged without written contracts. Some employees are being underpaid. Madam Speaker, when people are underpaid, we know the salaries of Kenya. We know that casual workers are given certain amount of money. We know the people contracts and those that are permanent and pensionable, Madam Speaker. So when we talk of the workers being underpaid, some workers are engaged without written contracts. Madam Speaker, I think we need to come up with evidence, because when we visit Keda Ceramics as a committee, this committee should have carried the statement of Honorable Odari, so that as they were interviewing the company, they were supposed to have attached some of these documents. Madam Speaker, this report this statement from Honorable Odari would have really helped this assembly, because there are quite a number of factories in this county of Kisumu where maybe there are unsafe working conditions. And it's only through Labor Committee going out there, carrying out a report with attachments, that we're able to help other companies, Madam Speaker. If you ask me, Madam Speaker, I would say we reject this report, and this committee is given more time so that they can go back to Keda Ceramics. If they're scared, we can accompany them together with Honorable Chele and many other members here who are not scared, and we will come back with an attached statement and reports. Thank you. I stand to reject.
Yes, Honorable Mariam Abeid.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also just want to add, or rather echo the sentiments of Mheshimiwa Jumbo. I feel like these are legitimate queries or allegations, but as we all know, you cannot give allegations without giving substantial proof. Because even if we were to agree with them, then tomorrow they challenge us and say, where is the evidence to show that these people are being maltreated? Then it will give us a bad name. So let the committee go back. I've seen cases where somebody who has even been molested and they're not comfortable coming out, they usually do report and evidence unanimously. So they can do that and give us the evidence. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Deputy Majority Whip, Honorable Jennifer Obonyo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Going by the mood of the House, may I request you to call the mover to reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Zachary Okoyo. Go
Yes.
ahead and
Thank you,
reply.
Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, may I start by saying maybe some of us, and I believe there could be some influence. Somebody is before he came to this assembly this afternoon. Madam Speaker, let me start by saying some members could not get what I was reading. All that they have pointed out, Madam Speaker, are in this report. And Madam Speaker, let me just inform the House that yes, there is another subcommittee which has been tagged as ad hoc committee, which is also investigating this same company. Madam Speaker, I would wish to, through your chair, Madam, to ask the member not to interfere because I want to respond to what.
Honorable Moses Ochele, this is not a market,
Yeah.
so let us be orderly in the House.
Madam Speaker, I think I'm the
Honorable
one on
Moses
the floor.
Ochele, you cannot shout back. It is a House of Order.
Madam
This
Speaker,
is
now you can agree with me that some people may be...
Honorable Zako, go take your seat. Honorable members, this is a House of Order. We cannot go on exchanging across the floor. Let the member reply because, as you all know, when a member is replying, there shouldn't be any interception on any other member contributing. So, Honorable Ochele, please respect the move of the motion.
And it's very, very shameful if such an act is coming from a senior ranking member who is supposed to know what. Madam Speaker, the truth is maybe a member who is in such a committee, that is subcommittee, which has gone to KEDA and they are waiting or doing a report to table to this House. They have realized the reports which they have may also resemble to what we have. But Madam Speaker, let me tell you this. Let me tell the House this. Madam Speaker, this is a statement which was drawn by a member who wanted to hear more about the allegations of violations of or corruptions on labor issues. Madam Speaker, labor issues attract a lot of things. Even the welfare of the laborers, even how they are treated, even how they are given annual leave. All these are related to labor issues. But Madam Speaker, when we went there, we could not wait to see other environmental issues, which if we could not put in this report, then it means we were not in that company. So, Madam Speaker, we only touched on issues because all these environmental and social welfare of the workers of KEDA Ceramic, we must have seen them and put them in record. So, Madam Speaker, allow me to say this, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we would not bring a different report which may be different with other reports which are maybe coming alongside. So, Madam Speaker, indeed, we even went as far as interviewing, and it is in this report, interviewing the community which is around the company. And we got information, but we could not get enough evidence which we could attach to this report. And that is why, Madam Speaker, we are requesting that this multi-sectoral committee which visited that company should also given more power, and when I say power, you understand what I'm saying, to dig out all the records which are required by the members. And I remember Honorable Jumbo asked if we have those reports and records. We are not going to stop with this report. We are ready, and if the House can adopt this report, this will be a stepping stone for us to go to the same Keda Ceramic Company, so that we can bring more report with the powerful committee, which we are asking you, the House, to give us. And that can only happen if we adopt this report. But if we throw this report, we will go there and still come with more or less the same report which we are tabling today. Madam Speaker, it is very not auguring well with this House that even the area member of County Assembly who is coming from that area, instead of supporting this report so that we can bring more report, he is not even willing to understand that this report has more details than what he has, and he stays within that locality. Madam Speaker, let me ask the members. Members, this report is the only report which has brought more evidence to this House than any other report or any other committee which was sent to the ceramic. And I would ask members, we wouldn't want to do another subcommittee to go and bring the same report to the House. What we are asking the House is to adapt this report so that we can have another committee with other sectoral members to dig out more about what we have indicated in this report. And Madam Speaker, I beg to reply.
Honorable members and Honorable Ochele. Honorable members, and now that the report on the matter of the alleged severe labor violations, corruption and exploitation of Keda Ceramics, Miwani plant in Kisumu County by the Committee on Labor and Social Welfare Services has been presented, seconded and debated. And it's time for me to put a question. And I put that as many as of the opinion that the report on the matter of the alleged severe labor violations, corruption and exploitation at Keda Ceramics, Miwani plant in Kisumu County by Labor and Social Welfare Committee, say aye.
Aye.
As many of the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. And therefore, the report on the matter of the alleged severe labor violations, corruption and exploitation of Keda Ceramics, Miwani plant in Kisumu County, by the Committee on Labor and Social Welfare Services, has been adopted today, the 21st of May, 2026, at 15:39 hours. And I therefore direct that this report, together with the Hunter report, be directed to the department, the relevant department, for implementation, and the Committee on Implementation to follow up and report back to the House. Next, Order Clerk.
Honorable Speaker, there is no other business in the order paper to be transacted.
Honorable members, we can be upstanding. And there being no any other business, this House stands adjourned until Tuesday, the 26th of May, 2026 at 2:30 p.m.